name of the lesson is justice, love, and humility. But if I would change that this morning, I would change it to what has God done to me. Well, that's the question he asked the people, Israel. He didn't ask it to the world. If you'll notice when we read this text, he said, his people and my people. That's who he's asking.
Amen.
God loves us more than anything else in the world.
Amen.
Come on, Ron.
And God has never done nothing but good for
Amen.
mankind.
Amen.
You're right.
We sing it all the time about, thank you, Lord, for the blessings on me.
Yes.
We think God is so good.
Yes.
He is.
But if he would come here this morning and appear in a cloud, and he'd ask you, ask me, what have I done to you? And require you to answer him, what would you say? When I studied this lesson, boy, it dug me out, Lee. You really did. I got to studying this lesson, and Andy and I was talking, and I didn't know I was going to teach this lesson, and Andy and I worked it out. Andy said, well, I've already started that one. I said, well, that's fine. So, Andy, I know you've already studied this, so you feel free to jump in anytime you want. But as I studied this lesson, man, it really dug me out. Because there's times in my life I say, God, I love you. I say it with my mouth. But if you watch my actions,
Come on.
I'll act like I hate you.
Come on, Ron.
I really will. I say, God, I love you. And then when he wants me to do something, I won't do it.
Come on, Ron.
And it dug me out this morning.
We're all guilty of that.
So God, we find the day of, and this day is 700 some years before Christ. They was doing everything, worshiping everything, and doing evil, cheating each other, despising each other, and depressing each other. So God called the prophet, and he spoke to him. And listen what he said. Starting at verse 1, he said, hear ye now what the Lord saith.
Amen.
Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, the Lord's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth, for the Lord hath controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? Wherein have I worried thee? Testify against me. I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him from Shittim to Gilgal, that ye may know righteousness of the Lord. Wherefore shall I come before the Lord, bow myself down before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with 10,000 rams, or with 10,000 rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with God.
Amen.
So God come to the children of Israel, and he asked them a question. Because they turned their back to him, was following different gods, and doing all sorts of evil.
Come on, Ron.
God asked them a question. He said, what have I done unto thee? How have I wearied thee? How about burden you down? What have I done to you?
Yeah.
He said you can bring the mountains, the rivers, bring the foundation of the earth, and be the witness. And so God went on and said, reminded him of all he'd done. Well, not all of he's done, but some of what he done for him.
Amen, Ron.
And he took them back. He said, you remember back when you was slaves down in Israel. And we've all heard the story about, heard messages of Richard, different preachers that preached, how God visited them while they was down in Egypt. How their taskmasters, how they had hard taskmasters. Richard preached a message about going to make their own bricks, make it harder on them.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy life, Bobby.
No.
They depressed them, put them down. So God sent two brothers and a sister down to rescue them. He chose Moses and his brother Aaron and their older sister. A lot of you will recall when Moses' mommy and daddy put him in the basket and sent him down the river. It was that sister that spied and went along and watched Pharaoh's daughter pull him out of the water. And it was that sister that went back and said, Mommy, I know where he's at. It was that sister that helped Pharaoh's daughter bring the real mommy up to be the nana, the raising.
Amen.
God had a plan.
Oh, yes.
And when Moses said he couldn't talk, he said, I'll send you your brother.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you, and your brother will talk to the people.
Amen.
So he took that family, and he brought them down took them down into Egypt. And there was that sister that played the music and led the singing when they crossed the Red Sea.
Come on, Ron.
God delivered them,
Yes.
took them out of bondage, took them out of slavery, and redeemed them.
Amen. You're right.
And it was that same God as they went along for 40 years in the wilderness, time after time after time they was disobedient. He didn't leave them there. He was still right there.
Amen. Come on, Ron.
God would bless, they would be disobedient, but God still loved them.
Amen. You're right, Ron.
God would bless, they'd turn their back, but God still showed his love to them.
Come on, Ron.
He took them, he led them, he fed them, he clothed them, and we talked, they walked for 40 years and their shoes never wore out.
Amen.
Listen now.
God took care of them.
Amen.
So he went on and he said, you remember, and you can find this, I think it's about Numbers, book of Numbers 22. He said, I want you to remember now, when you come into the plains of Moab and you had defeated the Amorites. And the king of Moab, he looked over, crossed the river, and he said, they covered the face of the earth. They was a mighty. God had blessed them. They had multiplied. There was 1,000,000 of them.
Come on, Ron.
He got scared of them. He seen how God's hand was upon them. He seen how God had blessed them. He said they covered the face of the earth.
Come on, Ron.
Their cattle, their sheep, their livestock was eating all the grass up. And he got scared. And he said, I can't do nothing with them by myself. So he called, he sent messengers down to Balaam.
Yep.
And I've heard Richard preach the message, and then I'll recall it to your ears here in a minute. But he sent word down to a renegade Balaam. He said, I need you to come up here. There's this people come out of Egypt.
Yep.
And they covered the face of the earth.
Yep.
And their cattle and their sheep and their livestock is eating everything up in sight.
Yeah. Can't.
And I need you to come up here and help me curse them and run them out. Old Balaam said, well, y'all wait here tonight, and I'll sacrifice and I'll ask the Lord what to do. So he did.
Yeah, he did.
Lord said, you do not go. You don't mess with this people, they're blessed.
Yeah, chosen.
They're my people.
Yes, sir.
You don't bother.
Yeah.
Come on, Ronnie, I like you.
So he went back and they said, he won't come. And he said, well, go down, tell him I'll give him all the gold and all the silver and all the money I got. He'll come down. So he went down and he asked 2 or 3 times, and old Balaam said, Lord said, don't go. Better not go. So the last time when he told him how much they give him, he didn't even ask the Lord.
No.
So he got up on his donkey and he's going to go down. Well, that donkey he rode, going through the vineyard,
Been riding
all
him
on
for
both
years.
sides. And that donkey seen an angel standing in a doorway with a sword drawn.
Come on.
Praise God. Yeah.
Praise Him.
Donkey's smarter than a preacher.
Balaam was done disobeyed God, so he couldn't see it.
Yeah, his eyes was blind.
God had blinded his eyes, deafened his ears. He wouldn't listen to God, so God blinded his eyes from what the Spirit was trying to show him. That angel was drawn, standing. When he come through that door, he was going to cut him in half. The donkey seen it and rammed him against the wall, smashed his foot. He started beating on the donkey.
Yeah.
Amen.
And if you heard Richard preach, he did that 2 or 3 times, and Balaam said, I told that donkey if I had a knife, I'd cut your head off. I'd slay you right here.
The donkey started.
Then the donkey started talking.
Praise God.
Amen.
What'd he say? Yeah.
He said, I've been your donkey, I've rode you around everywhere you wanted to go.
Been faithful to you.
Never caused you a bit of trouble. And about that time he seen that angel. And he fell on his face.
Yeah.
Donkey saved his life.
Amen.
But God used a donkey to help save the children of Israel.
Amen.
And he told them as an example of that. He said from Shittim to Gilgal, that's the east side and the west side of Jordan River, and you know the story about how Joshua and them crossed the river. That was the very last campsite on the east, and that was the very first campsite on the west. They finally made it to the Canaan's land, promised land.
Come on, Ron.
God has been with them.
Amen.
It took them 40 years, went through all kinds of things, but God never left them. God never forsake them. And God didn't do nothing but love them. So, we get to the question, what does God want from me? What does He want from you?
Come on, Ron.
If you would look at all God has done for you and I, everything He's done, if you'll reflect back, and I won't say you, me, this is what dug me out. Everything that God has done for me in my life, I started thinking back, Bobby, everything that He's done for me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't think of it all,
No.
all the things that I could think of.
Come on, Ron.
Time and time and time again, how God has blessed me and He's blessed my family.
Amen.
Too many to number.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For what He's done for me, He asks very little of me.
Amen. Come on, Ron.
You and I as Christians, He could say the same thing. We were slaves, bondage to the sin.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
brought us picked us up out of the miry clay, put our feet on solid ground, brought us out of bondage
Yes.
of sin, and redeemed us and made us fit
Yes.
for it.
Amen.
That's right.
You're right.
It's what He's done for us.
Yes.
If He didn't do nothing else but give us salvation,
Come on, Ron.
it would be enough.
Be enough. You're right.
But Jinky, He's not only saved our souls,
Yes.
but he's blessed.
Yes.
He give us shoes.
Yes.
He give us clothes.
Yes.
He give us food.
Yes.
He give us shelter.
Yes.
He give us our essential needs plus a lot of our wants.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Blessing after blessing after blessing.
Come on, Ronnie.
And we can look back and say, oh, them old children of Israel,
Yeah.
how stupid was they?
Come on, Ronnie.
How ignorant was they?
Look in the mirror.
We should-
They God had blessed them. God had did this. And God had done that. They turned their back to him.
Amen.
But I can stand here today and say, I've done the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Ronnie. Amen.
God has blessed me, and I've done very opposite of what He asked me to do.
Amen.
I find myself going to prayer asking for more than thinking more.
Yeah. Amen.
Come on, Ronnie. Amen.
I found myself many a time praying to God to bless me more than to praying to God to thank Him more.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Sometimes I think of myself using God as my genie.
Yeah.
Grant me this, grant me that, give me this.
Come on, Ronnie.
Bless me more, bless me more, bless me more.
Yes.
I'm being honest this morning.
Oh, yes. Amen.
The
Ronnie.
same way, brother.
Same way, Ronnie.
Yeah.
We're
So
giving.
God said, what have I asked you to do? How have I burdened you?
Yeah.
What thousands of rams, rivers of oil. There ain't nothing you can give me that I want.
Yeah.
I don't want your sacrifices.
I got all that.
I don't want your
Come
firstborn.
on, Ronnie.
I don't want your firstborn, your children.
No.
That ain't what I'm asking from you.
No.
No.
I didn't ask you to sacrifice your children.
Come on, listen to
I
this.
didn't ask you to be a super Christian. I didn't ask you to do some great marvelous works. I didn't ask you
You're right, Ronnie.
Be no hero.
burden yourself down. I said, I would come to me, all ye that labor heavy laden. I'm going to give you rest.
Amen.
Oh,
Take my yoke and learn of me, because I'm meek and lowly.
yes. Yes,
I
Ronnie.
didn't ask you anything that would burden you down,
You're right.
to put you out.
Amen.
I didn't ask nothing hard of you.
No,
You're
sir.
right. You're right, Ronnie.
He don't.
No.
He don't ask nothing.
Yes.
He don't want no great work, no great sacrifice. What he wants is simple.
Yes. Come on. You're right.
He said, I want you to do justly,
Yeah.
love mercies,
Yes.
Yeah.
walk humbly with thy God.
Amen.
Amen. Bless the Lord.
Obedience.
Now there's difference between bowing
Yeah.
and walking.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Walking is a progression.
Yes.
When you're walking, you're going somewhere.
Yes. Amen.
You're not sitting still, you're moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
From the beginning of time, he wanted mankind to treat each other fair and with integrity.
Come on, Ronnie.
Not to despise each other,
Come on.
not to try to cheat each other,
Come on. You're
not
right.
to try to take advantage of one another.
You're right.
Because if you go on in this chapter, 10 or 11 verse, it talks about the people had rigged scales, rigged weights, cheating each other. God said he wanted you to love me and me to love you
Yes.
just like he has loved us.
Amen.
That's all he asked.
That's all he's asking. Treat people fair, treat them with dignity. Love them.
Amen, Ron.
He said, I want you to love mercy. Not love that you got mercy.
Yes. Amen.
Every one of us in here has got
Oh,
mercy.
yes. Amen.
He wants you to love mercy.
Yes.
He showed, Christ come, and he showed examples of how to love mercy. That is how we act. That is, Matthew, an instinct, an automatic.
Yes.
We don't do evil for evil.
Bless you, Ronnie.
Richard preached the other night, prodigal son. That's the love and mercy.
Yes.
How his father ran out to get him
Who? Shamed himself, didn't he?
before the community could ban him.
Uh-huh.
Bless you,
Amen.
Ronnie. Amen.
What about the woman that was caught in very act of adultery?
Yeah.
It was their instincts to stone her right then.
Yeah.
What was Jesus' instincts? He showed mercy.
Yeah.
Neither do I condemn you.
Amen.
Christ showed the
Now,
example.
accusers.
Love mercy. Show mercy to people.
Amen.
Show love to people.
Amen. Yes.
Finally, he said to walk humbly with the God.
Yes,
You're
sir.
right.
So many times, and Richard touched on it this morning, we as Christians think we're better than anybody else.
Come on.
Come on, Ronnie.
Sometimes the more God blesses,
Yeah.
the prouder we get.
Oh, yeah.
Shame me, shame me, shame me.
God has blessed me with this and that. Look at me.
Yes. Come on, Ronnie.
But it's the very opposite. You'll find the humbler you get,
Amen.
Yes.
more God will bless.
Come on, Ronnie.
He said he resists the proud,
Oh,
Yes.
giveth grace.
giveth grace to the humble.
Oh, yes.
Amen.
Praise God.
That's what it's all about.
Amen.
So if you're here this morning, and I promised myself I'd try to be quick, so I'm going with it.
You're doing good.
So if you're here this morning,
Come on.
ask yourself
Yeah.
what God wants from me. I want the Christian people in here to ask themselves this question. I
Yeah.
want you to look back and think of everything that God has done for you
Amen.
and what little He's required of you.
Come on. Bless you, Ronnie. Yes.
How God has blessed your life, how God has blessed your family, how God has provided for you, how He took care of you,
Yes.
and what little tiny bit
Yes.
He's asked from you.
Oh, yes.
We can't even show up when the doors is open. We can't testify when He lays it on us.
Come on, Ronnie.
That's all God's wanting.
Yes.
That's right.
You to shed the light.
Yes.
Spread the gospel.
Yes.
Love your neighbor.
Yes.
Walk humble.
Bless you, Ronnie.
Do justly. Three little things.
Yes.
If you're unsaved here this morning, I'm going to ask you this. What's God requiring of you? Simple as this. All He wants to do is you to be born again. When you ask for forgiveness,
Yes.
invite Him into your heart
Yes.
and walk humbly with Him.
Yes. That's all, Ron.
He said
Simple.
He's not asking you to be a super Christian.
That's right.
He's not asking you this morning to do some marvelous work.
Nope.
He's not asking you this morning to give everything you own. He's not asking you this morning to make